Hi guys. It's a weird night tonight. Let me just tell you all. I had to put my name up there in case y'all forgot. Medium Marisa Liza Pell. And tonight is a weird energy, and it has been for the past 2 days. We're going to get into that. So how are you guys all doing tonight on the lounge? Paula Humphreys, you're there, ready to go. I knew you'd be the first one on. How you doing? Maria, happy Friday to you. Looking forward to the lounge with you as well. I'm just excited to tell you that not only has a shift of energy taking place, and it is very apparent, but you might want to be going faster than the universe even allows, and you might be getting frustrated that nobody's going on your pace. So, A.N. Nober's here, just like we thought she would be. The cards, you don't even need a psychic to predict it. A.N. Nober's right here, ready to go. Kristen, TGIF, my friend. It's when the lounge hits you. Patty, you're in Mexico? Say some words in Spanish. What? That's so weird because I was playing this song and I'm like, I feel like I'm in Mexico. Yes, Patty. Crazy energies this week. See the two S's there? I told y'all. It is the one S. We will talk about that in a minute. So, without further ado, I have to bring on my lovely co-host extraordinaire, medium Elise. Seance Satellaro.
Seance? No seances. I had a bad experience with the seance when I was 10. Never again.
Oh.
No. And hola, Patty. Hola.
Hola, ¿cómo te llamas?
Yeah.
Yes. Me
How
gusta.
No tengo
Yes.
dinero.
You have a lot of money.
No, I don't. How are you? What's going on? Crazy week. That's all I have to say. Energies, like you said, are flying crazy. Can't sleep. Insomnia. I don't know if anybody else has had an issue with it. But let me tell you, my daughter and I were up, like, looking at each other saying, what the heck is going on? We just could not sleep.
And they're saying, Elise, muy guapo, Elise.
Guapo? Ooh.
Yeah.
I need a guapo.
Yes. ¿Quieres un té? Yes, ¿quieres un té? ¿Quieres un té?
I don't speak Spanish.
Well, what do you think?
I married somebody, but I don't speak it. I don't.
You did marry a Spaniard.
Rivera, yeah.
Yes, Rivera, who hated me because he knew I saw through him. Yeah. Yeah, the Italian.
About Marisa, he's nothing but a bruja. So he mumbled something.
Oh, so Lordy, save my soul. Let me tell you all, we're talking about the energies. I thought I was the only one in this bubble, but apparently I am not the only one in the bubble because 3 out of 4 of us, pre-show, none of us slept last night. I'm at about an hour and a half of sleep. Elise is about 2 hours. April, May, she only had 3 or 4.
Right.
I was up watching that Netflix documentary at 5 o'clock in the morning, Surviving Death. Surviving Death. You know, we're gonna have one of the featured guests on the show from the Netflix documentary in a couple weeks.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, he is. He has a foundation where he certifies mediums, and he doesn't believe that everybody could say that they do what we do. Which I'm glad that he's finding the real ones out there. You know what I mean? But he was on that series. But yeah, it was about kids and like reincarnation and stuff, and like these 5-year-old kids were like, yeah, I was like Ronald Reynolds from World War II, and my companion was Jack Larson, and we died in a battle, and they like, it was actually real. It's kind of insane. I was kind of like, yeah.
But I'm intrigued by all that stuff, definitely. So.
Well, you're a medium, of course you're going to be intrigued. People are intrigued by you, and you don't even know it half the time.
Any single
you're the one that people want to be intrigued by. They're like, oh, Elise, don't you love it? Let's talk a little shop. Let's talk a little shop.
All right, lay it on me.
Okay?
Yep.
Don't you love it wherever you go, people know you're a medium. They think that, like, you are, like, knowing what their, like, deepest, darkest secret is, that you know what they ate for lunch that day. They think that you can see into them all the time. Like, we don't care. That's exhausting.
I don't even know what I ate the day before. I don't know what anybody else is going to eat.
They're like, oh, do you see anything about me? Do you see anything about me?
It's like squirrel, like my ADHD, like 3.0 is like active. And I've never ever been unfocused. Like I've always been focused, but like lately it's just like running around in circles.
You know why? You know why, Elise? Because you feel that energy has finally burst open and cleared, and now like all that stuff that everybody's been holding on to, the people that are moving energy internally, it's finally, the universe was like, we're going to give these people a break that have been doing internal work. We're going to be giving these people a break, and we're going to finally release a lot of karma. We're going to finally release a lot of trauma from their lives. We're going to finally release a lot of stuff. Look, it's Seductress always shows up when it's time.
Harry Potter.
She always shows up.
And Harry Potter.
Yeah, Carrie Potter. I miss Carrie Potter, the Seductress.
Hi, Christy. How are you? It's Christy.
Christy. Oh, you're. I thought you were talking Carrie. You're talking. See, I'm too tired to understand where you're going there.
Both of them.
Okay.
I told you.
So the energy's moving, and I mean, we're moving and grooving, but we're almost moving too fast for the energy to like meet us. So like a lot of frustration when you can't get people to do what you want them to do right now. It's like, get me a paper signed. Well, I have to call this agency, or I have to call this person, and then they're not there. They're like, oh, we have to call you back at 3, and then they call you. They don't ever call you back, and you have to. It's like you can't get what you need done because you have to depend on other people right now to like connect with it. Right. Do you know what I'm saying?
No, absolutely. Like, no matter what aspect is happening in my life, the impatience comes through. Like, I don't have any patience for anybody anymore. It's weird. It's like I'm aggravated, and I think like the last couple weeks I've been like that more than I've ever been. Usually I just like lay low, listen. I'm an observer and listen to people, and like I have no patience whatsoever.
So Elise just hates everyone. Unless you want to have a reading with her, then she still might hate you, but she'll tell you how it is in the reading. So if she's really in a bad mood, don't ask her about a man. Because if she sees something she doesn't like,
when I read.
If she sees something she doesn't like, if she's in a bad mood about a man, oh, it comes out.
I don't have any patience. Is he gonna come around? No.
No, he's not coming. Actually, and then you'd be like, oh, he needs a therapist. He's got some problems.
I know.
Oh, honey, you deserve better.
It's all with love, guys.
And then you'd be like, see this card right here? There's a pill. There's a pill. He's taking a pill. He's got a chemical imbalance in that brain.
Or I need to take a pill.
Yeah. Oh, it's a crazy week.
And gentlemen, all good.
All the mediums are not sleeping. This is not a good cycle to be in. Because we're the ones that... Yeah, we're the ones that are supposed to be telling you guys what's going on. Oh, speaking of monthly energy forecasts, you guys are getting the lounge, which is live on Friday. I'm doing the office for their weekly energies, but I'm also doing monthly energy forecasts. So if you were on my email list and you were getting the written ones for 10 years, which I wasn't even doing every month, now I could do a lot more in video. So I'm going to be sending the monthly video inspirational messages and energy forecasts. So I want you guys to sign up because I'm sending that out on March 15th, okay? For the video energy forecasts. And if you're not on the list by then, you won't get it. So if you're on my main list, it doesn't count. You got to be on this list to make sure you're getting it. So I'm going to put it in the chat at the moment so you guys can make sure you sign up. All right?
Please sign up. You're great.
Please sign up.
Please.
Yeah, because these are going to be like your monthly issue of Cosmo. Remember when you were young? Oh my God, Susan Duvall? Are you kidding me? This is like a blast from my past. Susan Duvall, this is like, oh my God, I knew you like 17 years ago. I haven't seen you since. Where have you been? Didn't you do cruises? Have you been on the water? What is going on? Please tell me what you've been up to. We got to have you on the show. That's how I get guests on the show. Anyway, I think it's time for a music break to get us into the energy and to ground me and you, Elise, because we got stuff to do tonight. We are going to talk about what we're all dealing with right now. Burnout. And we're going to go to brilliance. So if you're having a life right now where you have too much on your plate. You can't seem to get out of the weeds. You're dealing with the tasks, the daily repetitive tasks day to day, and you have a dream you want to accomplish, and you just can't seem to get there because so much is in the way, because there's so much you have to do to maintain your current life, and you're getting drained, and you're like, I guess I'm just resigned to this life of burnout. But no. Marisa with one S, just like me, and we're going to talk about that issue that we both have with our name. She's going to come on, and she is an empowerment coach, business mentor, and she's going to come on, and she has this wonderful, I'm just going to tease you and tell you that we're going to give away something to you, a little free gift tonight to get your butt moving and to get you manifesting. All right, but before that, we can't get you manifesting and moving with this type of energy that me and Elise are both carrying around, okay? Because we're about to spin you into the alien world at the moment, so you're going to be coming up there with us. We got to get you grounded with some little boogie. So let's bring on April May and Catfish Dave.
Hi.
How you guys doing?
We're hanging in with the insomnia too.
Yeah, what's going on? And you're intuitive too, so you must have been. And then we got all the Goombas. Then we got all the Goombas.
Hey, oh.
All of us. Italian too.
Yeah, so we could call ourselves Goombas. It's not rude because we're all Italian. So why we can say that about ourselves?
Correct.
All right. So hopefully all the other Italians won't think we're the mean Italians. You know what I'm saying? So April Man the Jukebox. I put your banner up there so people know it's you, as if they don't know it's you already because you're here like every week. So please, please, we're gonna mute our mics and you're gonna do your thing.
All right. Thank you for having us.
Yes, we got something for you. A little positive song.
Yeah, we could use it today.
Yeah.
So settle back and just sit tight while we start reviewing the attitude of doing right. You gotta accentuate the positive healing, the negative natural to the affirmative. Don't mess
my goodness. Let's just talk about the line, don't mess with Mr. In Between. Can you tell me about that?
Oh, well, I can't take credit for this song because this is a song from like the late 30s, the early 40s. But I just love the lyrics to it. It's so inspiring and it's so true. Mr. In Between. Don't mess with Mr. In Between.
Is Mr. In Between like a spirit, or is Mr. In Between like, hey, he's like the bar guy?
It could be like anything that like maybe might look good but doesn't feel good. You don't go after it.
All right, well, that's what Elise says in the reading. Don't settle. That's what she'll tell you. Let's talk to everybody who's new on this chat about that washboard and about the mechanics of what you're doing there, because it's so interesting.
Oh, do you want me to talk about the washboard?
Yeah, please.
Okay, so this washboard is an antique. It's a real washboard. It was never meant to be a musical instrument. It was meant to wash clothes, and it's from the National Washboard Company, Chicago, Saginaw, Memphis. And this one, an antique dealer told me they think it's probably from maybe the 30s or the 40s, which is cool because we play a lot of that stuff. And it came from my neighbor right next door, Jerry Thompson. God bless him. He's not with us anymore. But he brought this over to me. He found it. It was all rusty. And Dave got some steel wool and cleaned it up. But I had no intention to play a washboard. He brought it over. He's like, here, why don't you mess around with this? See if you like it. So if it wasn't for Jerry, I probably wouldn't be playing this thing. So thank you, Jerry, for bringing it over into my world.
Your gloves, April May. Didn't you?
Yes, the gloves with the gold nails. Yes, please.
Yeah. Didn't you mention that you made them?
I made these.
See?
Yeah.
And
it's so awesome.
Catfish Dave helped me. These were vintage. I think they're like 24 karat nails, which I didn't really care.
Wow.
For 24 karat, I just wanted metal.
They're plated.
But that was all I could find. Yeah, they're plated.
Oh. They're not real gold.
They're not. No, they're not.
No, they would be.
But yeah, so we made these. I made these gloves. Dave helped me. He dremelled the holes, and I sewed them on here. So.
That's really
and you know, like most people learn to play an instrument. Like, how do you get a washboard dropped off and learn to like play it?
It just I don't know.
She's got really good rhythm.
Yeah,
she's really got good rhythm.
I used to play bass in high school, and I played a Doombeck drum. So I guess I have rhythm from that,
yeah,
and I just started playing around with it. But nobody has these gloves because we made them. So I probably play it differently than people who play it with a real a strike piece that they use like in Louisiana and stuff. They have a piece that they strike it with. But yeah.
I can't imagine that Dave would be excited if you were mad and had those gloves on.
That's why she keeps me in time. See, she keeps me in time. And in line, and in time. Keeps me in line, in time.
Kind of like Mary Poppins with a twist.
Yeah, April May, you should patent those gloves.
Yeah.
Put them on your website.
All right. Well, we will see you guys for a couple more songs tonight, and we sure do appreciate that first one. That usually it's the first one kind of dictates the rest of the night, and I'm just expecting genius tonight. That's what I'm expecting.
Well,
all right.
They'll do it.
Absolutely.
All right, we'll see you in a bit.
Okay. Bye.
Oh, you're not an April May and the June bugger. You're Elise Sadalaro.
I'm Elsie May.
Yeah, I can't have you on that side. My OCD is like a little bit. So anyway, so let's talk about our guest. All right, Marisa Bailey. She spells her name like I do. We go through a lot of stuff, and we're going to talk about that when she comes on about this. Right. But Marisa is an empowerment coach. She's a business mentor. She has a couple courses coming up. We're going to talk about that. And she has a deep-rooted passion to help support individuals during their corporate to calling transition. So if somebody wants to change their whole career path, this is kind of, what Marisa does. And she says she realized that by going first, leading by example, and taking the messy, bold, intentional action toward the life she was meant for, it allowed her to have courage, empower, and support others to do the same. So I am so excited to have her on tonight. And I'm just going to welcome her because I can't wait. Hi, Marisa.
Hello.
Hi.
Yes. How are you?
I'm good. I need you to just follow me around and introduce me everywhere I go.
Really? Yeah. That wasn't even my best job because I'm running on 2 hours of sleep, but I could definitely do better.
Yeah, you're making it easy because I can't forget your name.
Exactly. See? And they're spelled the same way. They're pronounced the same way.
Yeah. Let me just point out something to our audience here. if you look at our first names, you will see something that's congruent. You will see that both of us have one S in our name. That is a rare specimen of Marisas in this world. Most of the Marissas have two S's. And what we have to deal with as Marissas, as we always have to deal with, and I went on a rant in the description of this video, if you want to look at it, I went on a rant about how people usually spell our name with two S's. And so we get emails, we get letters, and it's one of those things we look at it and we just have a moment. We have a moment where we just have a slight tinge of, oh,
yeah.
Couldn't they have looked at my signature? The email signature that's about 200 times big. Mm-hmm. Maybe by the first email, maybe they don't know any better. But then by the third corporate email or the fourth, especially when you're like, oh, hi, I got your email. Thanks. Marisa with an S. Then they reply and then they put Marisa. You think, not too detail oriented here. Mm-hmm. So,
yeah. Or the Maresa, like Marisa. So many different variations.
Yeah. And I have Marisa Liza, but people usually say Marisa Liza Pell. Marisa Liza. So I have double the entendre.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Find it, fix it has brought me a lemonade. Thank you, fix it. He fixed it. So now as a business coach, I want to talk about this real quick. Is that I'm at a point in my business, and there's been many times in the past 15 years, I've been in business 23, that you have to scale and you have to hire people. And I'm looking to, do a little bit of hiring at the moment, hiring some, to do some work. And now I'm hiring. And I'm like, you know what? Most people don't realize this. But if they misspell my name a couple times and they have a wonderful resume and everything else is wonderful, I will not hire them because it shows me something.
Yeah. I mean, the attention to detail, the follow-up on things, like, yes, absolutely.
Yeah. So anyway, how are you doing?
I'm wonderful. I slept more hours than
all of us.
I think all of you did combined. So I'm doing great. I'm super excited to be here.
What did you do before you became Marisa Bailey Clements, the empowerment coach?
Oh, I mean, how much time do we have for that? The Cliff Note version of that is my background is in a gamut of different industries. I've worked in the oil and gas industry. I've worked in video gaming. I've worked in fashion, all different industries. And primarily where my roles sat were more in like that operational managerial type position. So very, very strategy heavy and a lot of go, like very fast industries. I've worked in industries that are pretty much male dominated per se. And I had a lot of really, really great experiences. I loved every job that I had. And I would say that I probably looking back, just getting kind of into that topic, I experienced burnout in some way, shape, or form in each of those roles without knowing it.
Yeah. So did you have a moment of clarity and a moment of like an epiphany when you're like, I got to change my life and I got to go in a direction that fulfills me and gives me passion? And did you have that catalyst? And what was that for you?
Yeah, I would say, I think that for a while I kept thinking, it's nothing's going to happen overnight. It's not like it's just going to click and there's this light bulb. And I still don't necessarily believe that there was like a light bulb moment for me. I believe that there were a lot of different catalysts that went into it. And when it all came together, it felt like it was a light bulb moment. I will say that the day that I made the decision to completely leave my corporate life, which was the end of 2018 for me, it was almost as if I definitely did. I asked for a sign or something to tell me, like, how am I supposed to know when it's my time to make my leap or my step? And that day I got a very clear sign just from an interaction with somebody that I worked with. And so I was like, all right, that's it. And I was scared, so scared to make that leap and make that jump, but I did it. And I wish I could say I don't look back, but I do look back, but I wouldn't change anything that I did. I think that when we see the transitions from corporate into entrepreneurship or corporate and being an established entrepreneur while you're still working a full time, we hear this take the leap, make the magical jump type of thing, and that everything is so bright and sunshiny and flowers on the other side. And so what I'm really passionate about is just lifting that lid on what that process actually looks like, so that it's not just so jarring once you do actually take that step.
Yeah, because taking that first step is not just the end all be all solution. There's a lot of work after that step to kind of like a baby learns how to like walk and crawl and go into that new phase of their life. Once you decide to make that decision, there's a lot of work ahead of you, like to kind of transition into the new world, right? So
absolutely.
And you kind of need a coach, you need a mentor. And I always tell people, because I have my 30-day manifestation course, and part of that is practical tools, developing intuition, because like you said, you took action, but you also listened to your intuition to kind of help you make that decision. You have to plug those two together. Mm-hmm. But I always tell people you have to have your team. Once you're making this transition, you have to have your MVP team around you to kind of like guide you into that next level of where you want to be. Because if you're trying to do everything yourself, you're just going to end up like moving through the weeds. It's like if you're in burnout, you can't like think your way out of burnout, is how like my experience was. I don't know what your experience was with that, but you can't think your way out of it.
No, not at all. And it's in my personal opinion that when you try and think yourself out of it or through it, or try and work against it, that when you try and think your way through it or out strategize it, you burn yourself out more, because then your brain is just going and going and going and trying to come up with all the solutions. And you think like, okay, well, I'll take a day off. A day off doesn't heal burnout. Burnout is something that takes a while to heal. And there can be a phase of burnout that's habitual burnout too, where you almost think that you have healed it. And then there's something that, like for me, for example, when I thought that I had healed my burnout, when I would hear the ding from the Gmail chat with a new message pop up, it would like trigger something for me. And that was something I had no idea what was even happening. And so, yeah, I definitely agree with you on that sentiment of you can't outthink burnout. It's something that takes time. And I also love that you brought up the using your intuition with it too, like making the decision, having the plan, having what I like to call your dream team around you, and also listening to your intuition. I had no idea what my intuition was throughout my corporate career. That was completely foreign to me. I didn't know what that meant. I didn't know what the physical feelings were for me. I had no idea. And so I also often very openly talk about becoming an entrepreneur for me and experiencing burnout cracked me wide open in so many different ways. And that was just something that was very profound for me. And it's a huge piece of my story and opening up about how my spirituality, my faith, my intuition, everything really ties so beautifully into making that transition from corporate into entrepreneurship.
Yeah. And then you kind of became that pillar for other people to do the same. So what would you say if somebody's really experiencing burnout in their life? What would be the first step to kind of clarity for them to think, oh, I just need a vacation, or I really need to like make a complete change? Like, because some people, I don't think know whether they need to sleep for a couple days or whether they're just completely done with that phase of their life and they need to move in a different direction. And that really could cause somebody years of anxiety to try to make that choice.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think everybody has their own personal experience with it, depending on, where they're at kind of on that spectrum of burnout, where I would say that kind of the first step with getting clarity would be acknowledging it. Because when you're experiencing burnout, no matter what phase you're in, oftentimes you don't even know that's what's happening. And so bringing awareness to the feelings that you're experiencing, the things in your life that are happening. For me personally, I experienced a lot of anxiety. I had zero boundaries. I was always that yes person where somebody would come to me and say, oh, can you do this? Absolutely. Let me just put this on the rest of the pile of the things. I think I said I wasn't sleeping. I started secluding myself. Things that used to bring me joy didn't bring me joy. And I didn't recognize it. I thought it was just me trying to prove that I could keep up with my job. And so when I took a second, probably weeks, actually in reality, to bring awareness to what I was actually feeling and experiencing in my life, I didn't even really know that burnout was a thing. And I was having a conversation with somebody in my life, and they just pointed out like, wow, you seem really burnt out. And I was like, what does that even mean? I'm just tired. I'll get through this. It'll be fine. I'll sleep for a day. I slept for a day and it didn't get any better. So I would tell somebody that if they are experiencing any symptoms or things of burnout that feel like that's what they're going through, is just acknowledge it and be in that space. But you don't have to sit in that space of, I'm experiencing burnout and I don't know what to do. I would say acknowledging it, and then also just asking for help. Truly asking for help, whether from somebody in your environment that you really trust and that you value, and that's in a safe space for you to say, this is how I'm feeling, and I don't really know what to do, or I don't know what the answers are right now, but I just need to vocalize that this is what I'm experiencing.
Yeah, and I see a lot of clients too that are like, yeah, I'm burnt out, but I don't know whether I should completely change my career or stay in the same career and just take like a month off. Like, how does one figure that out?
Mm-hmm. I would say that in particular is probably where that combination of intuition and that strategizing comes into play. So it's really recognizing what are your priorities, but getting really real with yourself. Because if you sit down and you list out like, my priorities are, and the top 10 things are all your job, and then you look at those and assess those with your values, where your values might be, I really love spending time with people that I love, or I really love being able to have time for myself. And then you look at your priority list and there's none of that on there. That should come into play with your decision. If your intuition is also telling you, maybe you do take a day off, or you do consider taking a month off, but all you think about is how much you don't want to be in that career or be in that space that you're in, that's probably something else telling you something, that it requires a much larger change. For me personally, I did take a month off work when I was experiencing chronic burnout, and all I could think about was, oh my gosh, I'm getting replaced while I'm out. They told me my job was safe, but I never know. And, what's my boss think right now? What does my team think? And the entire time wasn't even a real vacation per se. It was just a lot of mental exhaustion, worrying about what was happening as a result of me not being in my job at that point for that month. And when I got back, I thought that I gave it a fair chance. And 2 weeks later, it was even worse than before. And I just said, I have to trust myself.
Well, I mean, I'm in the corporate world and I do this also, but I found just with past jobs that oh, thank you. Hello.
Yep, can you hear us?
I can hear you. Yeah, it went quiet for a minute.
Oh, okay, we're here.
Yeah, okay, so, but talking about how you were afraid if you said no to a task that they would look at you that, oh, she can't do her job. But you have to realize that pile gets higher on your desk, things start falling, and you start losing grip of what you really are capable of doing. So it's like you said, asking for help and, letting them know, hey, my bandwidth is like down to here. Mm-hmm. Can you suggest how we can go about? Have you found with the pandemic, with people working from home for like a year already, the burnout is even higher because they don't know that, all right, you start at 8, you end at 5, but then you get pings and emails that things have to be done. Do you find that clients that are coming to you are even more with a higher level of having burnout?
Absolutely. Yes, 100%. And a lot of that has to do with people's offices are now in their home somewhere. And so they don't necessarily have an environment where they can switch onto work and switch into personal time. So a lot of times people will be working at their kitchen table or in their room or whatever that might be. And so the laptop, the phone, it's all there. It's easily accessible, which then in return, your brain says, I need to be on, I need to be available. And so then you put this unsaid or even said expectation on yourself to be available, to respond to the emails, to respond to the pings. And I'm definitely seeing a lot more of my clients coming to me burnt out, but not necessarily using that language, saying, I'm tired, I'm exhausted, I'm working 7 a.m. until 7 p.m. and I don't really know how to not check my email. My notifications are going off all the time. And it's a lack of boundary and really not being able to communicate that, because there is that fear of, well, if I'm not available, I'm not on, then I'm not doing my job. And so definitely I'm seeing a much larger percentage of people being burnout.
Yeah, and I think from the people I talked to that wanted to make career transitions, and they're feeling like they know intuitively they want to make a change. They know they dread going to their job, but they're like, well, I'm making $300,000 a year, so I can't do that. Or they're making they're just making like a paycheck, and they're like, I can't change. And I see a lot of people not want to change because of the money aspect, the financial security, which I could tell you after a lot of years that if you're doing your passion and you're doing it well, the money will come back, but you won't get your time back. You won't get that time that you missed with family and friends and loved ones. You can make that money back. You're probably not going to get that time back. So I'm going to go to a music break. And when we come back, I want to talk to you, Marisa, about what you do when people come to you, and think about like when somebody gives you a call, what do you do with them? Like what kind of process do you put them through, and what would somebody experience by going to like an empowerment coach or a business coach? What can they kind of expect as a result with that? So we're going to go to a music break, and I can't wait to hear about that when we come back.
Sounds good. All
right. Oh, sorry, Elise. Hold on. Elise, sorry. All right, April, May, and Catfish. So let's talk about you guys for a minute. Please go to aprilmay.com. Sign up for their newsletter. Carrie Potter has something to say. She went to your newsletter. She signed up. She went to your website. And what does she have to say? Elise, you want to read that for our audience?
Absolutely. Harry Potter states, I picked up a few of April, May, and Catfish Dave's CDs, and they are so good. The band, the music, the mixing, amazing, honestly.
Whoa.
Thank you, Carrie.
Thank you, Carrie.
Elise, I'm going to have you start reading comments. That's your new promotion. That was great. All right. So are you guys playing a nice little song for us?
Sure thing.
All right. Take it away.
June bugs. Can you say June bugs? June bugs. All right, no, I'm not for that.
June bugs.
Oh, there we go. This song is a song I wrote. This song usually is about because let's put this song in a frame of mind of what we're talking about tonight. And this is kind of like a future kind of thing, a future opening of the eye, opening of that third eye, through the frustration, through squeezing through on the other side, so to speak, and making a difference, not only in your life, but when you make a difference in your life and what you're going through, whatever you're going through and what you have been going through with this burnout stage, you make a difference in other people's lives too. When you go through it, you pull people through without even knowing it. You pull not just yourself, but you have a network of people that's all around you that you pull through as well.
You inspire, yeah.
Inspire. So this is what we're going to do here. Enough talking about this now. A 1, a 2, a 3.
Where the swallows sing in valleys of milk thistle, toward the skyline etching up pines in the breeze. Though the nettles sting in open prairie, the sweet scent of honeysuckle pleases thee. Oh, when I go to a place that's been forgotten, left alone for you and me, that's where the green grass taking over takes my heart back home, where the memory stays. Rushing water through the rocks, almost as if they were man-made, but it's only nature's gift. Time sculpts the land that is not thought of, needs to be protected with lots of love. Oh, when I go to a place that's been forgotten, left alone for nature to do as she please, that's where the mountains and trees are tall and wide. Takes my heart back home where the memory stays. Yeah. Oh, when I go to a place that's been forgotten, to the vastness of clean and pristine, let's take that to the oceans, rivers, bays, and bayous. Takes my heart back home where the memory stays. You know, people, sometimes I wonder what if a long time after we did, would it still be there? Just the same, if not better. Even if there's change in the weather, says one voice from a feather. Grant those who are too young to know, and those who are not here yet, this gift, for everlasting gift, in the stillness of the air, in the night. The stars are not faded by the light. By a fire, old stories are cold, and in the glow, singing songs of merry souls. Oh, when I go to a place that's been forgotten, left alone for nature to do as she please, that's where let the wildlife take it over. Takes my heart back home where the memory stays. Oh, when I go to a place that's been forgotten, left alone for nature to do as she please. Let's keep it that way. Let the wildlife take it over. Takes my heart back home where the memory stays. It takes my heart back home where the memory stays. Oh, my heart is home where the memory stays for you to see.
Wow. That was
Thank you.
something different. That was something different than we've ever heard on this show, and it was
I love
it
banjo.
got me. It got me.
Oh, it's
It was-
nature.
I wish Dave wrote that one.
I love all your little like character, like your I know, it just gives it a lot of like life, you know,
Yes.
character.
Theatrics.
Yeah, Marianne says she loves it. She's right there
Thank
with
you.
you.
Thank
Yeah.
you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, you guys will be playing another one in a little bit. So
Sure thing.
we're gonna get back to Marisa with 1S and see what she has to
All right.
say about coaching, and we'll come back right at you at the end of the show. All right.
Thank
Bye,
you.
guys. Oh wait, Christy says. My favorite thing might be how April May and Catfish Dave look at the other when they are on fire. Oh my god, it is so cute. I know exactly what you're talking about. You guys are so in sync. Oh, give a kiss, 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 kiss.
Eskimo
Kiss,
peppers.
kiss, kiss.
Our goodness.
We're,
Just a tease.
With our
All right.
children.
now I'm embarrassed.
No.
All right. You can just give a kiss to the screen. Give a kiss to the screen.
Go.
There you go. Yeah. Okay. I think it's time for us to
Okay,
come back with you. Okay.
I'll wink at you.
All right. Bye, guys.
Wow. Bye.
Wow.
You're so cute.
All right. So it's hard to kind of follow that. Get back to serious life here. But Marisa with 1S.
yeah.
I feel so blessed and honored to have you on the show just because of your first name.
I feel that.
Yeah, it's blessings.
Mm-hmm.
So somebody comes to you and says they're watching this and they say, you know what? I'm in burnout. I want brilliance. I love Marisa with 1S because she's like the other Marisa with 1S. And I'm going to call her, but what am I going to experience? What's the deal? What is she going to do for me?
Yeah. So most of my clients come to me when they're experiencing some type of burnout, like I said, and they have a business idea or they have launched a business previously, but they're not getting the results that they want. typically because they are also building a business while working a 9 to 5. So when I work with my clients, we get really detailed in the clarity of what that business idea actually is, how to put a plan together in bite-sized actions instead of this giant thing that seems overwhelming. Because if you're in burnout, the goal is not to overwhelm yourself while you're trying to build your business. So we also do a really deep dive into what their schedule looks like, what their goals are, and really break that down into a digestible way for them to say, this is where my goal is, this is where I want to get. And also a huge piece of my coaching that I do with my clients is to bring fun back into the business, to bring joy back into where they currently are, and to bring creativity into everything that they're doing. Because creativity has been scientifically proven to help decrease the symptoms and experiences as you're in burnout. And creativity doesn't always mean, a paintbrush and paint on a canvas. Creativity can be expression through your voice. It can be expression through sharing your gifts. It can be expression through meditation is a form of creativity for people. So when they get into my coaching, we really do a holistic view and look at where they currently at, where they want to be, and how do we really help them feel empowered in a way that feels really good to them versus all the other things that are out there saying, I'm going to help you make 6 figures in 6 minutes and all these quick fixes and things like that. And I don't believe in any of that. I believe in sustainable growth and sustainable transformation. So that's a big part of what I do. But really helping them get that clarity, get that confidence, and get their business foundation set up to a point where they can sustainably scale it. And we want to make sure that we also look at what their values actually are, because typically also when somebody's experiencing burnout, it's because one or multiple of their personal values are being compromised. And oftentimes we don't even realize that. So that's a really big foundational pillar of it.
Wow. And I think everybody could kind of relate to that. And so when they're kind of coming to you, you have both classes, you have some courses. Do you work one-on-one with people as well?
Yes. Yeah,
okay.
I do one-on-one in courses.
All right. Well, you have a little freebie for our audience tonight, which I didn't want to talk about because it's very, very exciting. And it's something cool. And I'm wondering about the numbers here, but you have a 21-day free confidence challenge starting March 15th, the same day my monthly energy forecasts go out. So something's going on March 15th here.
That's right.
The change of energy. So get in on those forecasts and get in on the challenge. So this is free. So you have no excuse. You come in on this. And what do you do here? Is this like a group thing? Is this like what's going on here?
Yeah. So one of my really great friends, and also she's a psychic and a spiritual mentor as well. So we co-created this together.
Oh my God, you're cheating on me.
Oh, it's going to be so good. I'm so excited, I'm obviously going to introduce her to you because she's incredible.
Okay, good.
But yeah, so we're bringing our communities together, our audiences together, our gifts together. And really the goal of this is to help everybody that enters this challenge to really just ignite their confidence and right where they are and also where they want to be. So it's going to be 21 days of getting out of your comfort zone, but it doesn't have to be something like, recording a video and dancing on social media, unless you want it to be, but things that are fun, that allow you to do some healing for yourself and also to navigate those areas and where you want to implement, integrate more of that confidence in your life.
All right. So you can jump on that if you go to Marisa's Instagram. Now, this is not my Instagram. This is Marisa's Instagram. Marisa Renee Bailey on the IG. And then you go up to the link tree or link in bio. And it's just that little link in the bio. You click that and you'll see a list of everything Marisa does. And you can get in on that challenge. Now, here's what's really cool about Marisa as well. She has a course where you pay for the course. This is not a free course. What's the difference between the challenge and the course? Can you tell us about this?
Yes. So the course is actually geared and designed around burnout. So it's called Braving Burnout. And what this course is it walks you through the different phases of what burnout is. It talks about the brain in burnout. So Side note about me, I love geeking out over the brain and all things neuroscience. So there's a lot of that in the course as well. So you can understand what's actually happening in the brain when you're experiencing burnout. I give tips and different things that you can do to overcome or avoid burnout. And they're bite-sized modules or trainings, if you will. So that also, if you're experiencing burnout, you don't want to sit down in front of a hour-long video and try to retain all the information. So it's intentionally 10, 15-minute modules with fun exercises in there. There's things in there like scheduling joy breaks. There's things in there about doing a deep dive into your values so you can identify where they're being compromised, which would really also help if, in particular, what we were talking about, making that decision. Is it a major change I need to make, or is it I need to take a month off of work? So when you do a deep dive into your values, that's something that can highlight there as well. So it's a holistic burnout 101, essentially. Experiencing burnout, think you're experiencing burnout. It's a really great course to take so you can dive into that and figure out some ways to heal that.
So what would you advise someone who's new to all of this and just burned out? Would you recommend they go through the challenge first and then take the course, or just do both at the same time? Or like, how would you recommend they start with you?
I would recommend doing both at the same time if they are experiencing some form of burnout. If you're looking for a community where there's going to be more people, I think we have close to 30 people in the challenge as of right now, and we just opened it up yesterday or 2 days ago. So that's going to be more community oriented, where you're going to be getting live support from both myself and my counterpart. If you want to focus primarily on that burnout on your own time, then the course is self-paced. It doesn't have any one-on-one support for me. So that would be that option.
All right. And you know how it gets in the lounge when people come on. Marissa's got a special deal for you, just for our lounge nights. And this is serious, okay? 24 hours. You want to get in with Marisa. First of all, a lot of people come on here, they do a 10%, 50%er, right? 15, 1-5. She's like, oh yeah, I'm giving your audience a 30% off. I'm like, ooh, this is steep. You better, this isn't like $10 off. This is 30%. Next 24 hours, you get the course. You get confident, 30% off. The code is MAR. We're not going to include the S's here because you guys will get confused. MAR5. So you go to the Instagram. We're going to put that up again. You go there. You say, hey, Marisa Renee Bailey, I'm going to follow your butt on Instagram. I'm going to follow you. And then you're going to go to the link in bio. I only got an hour and a half of sleep, right? I almost said the A word, but I said but. And you're gonna click on the link in bio, and you're gonna do either the challenge, the free 21-day challenge, or you're gonna take the course and you're gonna get 30%. I mean, you can't really beat it. So, Marisa, is there anything else you want to say before we bring the band back on?
I don't think so. This has been incredible. I love the community that you have in here. I love the engagement. It's just so good. And even like you're running on an hour of sleep, but like I can feel the high energy just being in this space. So I love that. And I'm just super excited and honored that I could be here with all of you.
Oh, well, thank you.
That's so nice.
Well, Elise, we got to talk about you for a minute. Do you have anything you're running? I have to talk about you. Are you running any deals this week?
It's still 50% off my normal readings.
50%. Everybody's just taking a lot off today. Let me tell you.
Well, it's been 50% off since I've been on like the entire time. So,
okay, maybe I'm like out of it. Sorry.
No, it's fine. So, my readings are 50% off, and I can be reached if you're interested in having a reading at emsat43@yahoo.com.
I have it somewhere here. I just have to find it. Hold on.
Type it for you? Sure.
No, I mean it's in here. I'm just like, where is this the one? Oh, that's not Valentine's Day.
No, that was for February, but the email's correct. So if anybody would be interested, I'd be very happy to read you.
Here, I'm just gonna make a little banner here for you, Elise.
43.
MSAT43@yahoo.com.
Yahoo.
Reading with Elise. 50% off those beans. Let's look at that. Okay. Just give her a little shout out at the Yahoo. And I'm telling you, Elise's readings, she went through my whole program, number one, okay, for 12 years. She's been around me.
I'm still going.
So she, when the school was around, this was a long time ago, we trained and certified some of the best in the country, and she is one of them. and she reads. She is amazing with her evidence. She's amazing with her details. And I'm not just blowing up her butt. Okay? I don't do that.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
All right.
I learn from the best, so.
Oh, well, thanks. Thanks so much. Because, I can't take a compliment, but,
I know
whatever.
I give them, so I'll keep giving them.
And then if I put this in the chat already, but I'm doing monthly video energy forecasts. I used to write them. Now I'm going to do monthly. It's kind of like your monthly issue of Cosmo. You got to get on the list before March 15th, just like you got to get in Marisa's course, because you'll miss the monthly video. I do the weekly ones live. I do the lounge live. The monthly ones are pre-recorded. So here's the link. You want to get on this? Here you go. I'm putting that in the chat. Yeah. So you go on there. Make sure you sign up. They're free. And you'll love it. So let's get some music going here in the lounge. Right. And April, May, and the June bugs are ready to rock and roll. And what do you guys have for the last song of the night here?
All right, this is an early swing. It's called "Tain't What You Do." It's the way that you do it.
All right, it ain't what you do; it's the way that you do it.
Yeah.
Taint what you do.
Taint.
Taint what you do. It's the way that you do it.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
All right, there you have it.
Hit it.
Yeah.
What? What you do.
It's the way that you do it.
Tame what you do.
It's the way that you do it.
Tame what you do.
It's the way that you do it. That's what gets results.
Tame what you do.
It's the time that you do it.
Tame what you do.
It's the time that you do it.
Tame what you do.
It's the time that you do it. That's what gets results. You can try hard. It don't mean a thing. Take it easy, greasy, then you just swing.
Tame what you do.
It's the way that you bring it.
Tame what you do.
It's the way that you sing.
Tame what you do.
It's the way that you swing it. That's what gets results.
wait, you guys aren't done yet, right? Because that was way too short for me.
We can do another one.
Yeah, go. That was. I need more. I need more before we end the show. I need more. Can you do one more?
I have one more.
Okay, cool.
All right.
This one is.
Let me get it.
You're gonna say.
So this next song is written by a friend of ours who I actually had a dream about him the other night. He is no longer with us. Wonderful musician named Mike Metalia, and we did an album with him. Carrie just got it. It's called Grease It Up and Go, and he gifted me this beautiful microphone. So this is one of my favorite songs that he wrote. It's called Midnight Sun. Let me just take this off.
Take your time.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. 1, 2, 10.
What have I got if I don't have a lot? A little from my life is something that I ain't got. When it's good, I'm gone. You know I can't stay here long. I'm gonna move on, baby, right after this song. I'm taking what they give me, 'cause I got rock and rhythm. It ain't worth the time if it don't even rhyme. Sometimes the darkness is the path that I choose. When the light does shine, you know I will refuse. If forever was another and not too far, life pass you faster than a shooting star. Into the altar and out the back door. Sometimes you wonder, what is it all I'm not the kind to settle down. I keep on rambling from town to town. Sometimes faster than a bullet from a gun. 'Cause I'm still searching for a midnight sun. I'm gonna make a break or take the shade. That was his last mistake. Tell me now, baby, what I wanna hear. You gotta talk real slow and make it clear. What have I got if I don't have a lot? A little from the light is something that I ain't got. If it's good, I'm gone. You know I can't stay here long. I'm gonna make my way right after this song. I'm not the kind to settle down. I keep on rambling from town to town. Sometimes faster than a bullet from a gun. 'Cause I'm still searching for a midnight sun.
Still searching. Ooh. Still searching. Ooh. Still searching. Ooh.
I'm still searching for a midnight
guys so much.
Thank you.
Thanks for having
Thanks
us.
for having us. As always.
Thanks for everybody for coming on the lounge tonight. Everybody did such a great job, and we love you all, and we love our audience. And thanks, without you guys, this wouldn't be the lounge. So thanks for showing up every week, and thanks for hanging out in this energetic bubble with us. We'll see you on The Office next week and the lounge next week after that. So we'll see you, and have a good night, guys. Everybody wave bye.
Thank you.